Give me a first-year head coach that is set up best for a deep playoff run. That's Lucas in Los Angeles. Man, I don't know if you can see that coming, Lucas. One of the things about the deep playoff run, even for established head coaches, is you can't really see it coming. But I know you're not asking me to beat around the bush. You're not asking me to fence ride. But I also think there should be an understanding. If I answer this, I'm not held responsible, right? So, two new coaches that I think may be best positioned to surprise some people in year one. One of them's Alex Golesh at Auburn. The other one's Matt Campbell at Penn State. And that's not to say like Lane Kiffin can't. I almost look at Lane as his own world. Lane is an established head coach with a track record who's taken over an established program. I don't know. The answer would be Lane. I'm saying Lane is the answer. Let me move beyond him. All right. So beyond Lane, because I think his situation's way different. I think Alex Golesh is the guy. Alex Golesh is a guy that is not well known nationally yet. I would even go as far as to say a lot of Auburn folks didn't know a whole lot about him before he was hired. That's okay. That's fine. He's legit now. He is going to fit in very, very well in the SEC. He will not be outworked. And a lot of people say they won't be outworked. When Alex Golesh says it, it will be true. I think he knows the league very well. I think very, very quickly he has come to understand Auburn very well. Auburn will come to understand him. And I also think that there's just this kind of spirit that Auburn has when it's working. And I think there's sort of a puzzle piece fit between Alex Golesh and Auburn on that front. And I can't really explain that. If you know Auburn, you kind of know what I'm talking about. If you know Alex Golesh, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't know much about either. You'll just have to watch it on TV. This fall, maybe as early as this fall, definitely in years to come. The question was about this fall. So this fall, I'm excited for them because I think his roster situation is probably going to be just a little underrated because all people saw was them losing players, which is true. I don't think they lost so much that they can't win. And I think in the net, they brought in some guys that while they may not have been Cam Coleman out of high school, they know Alex Golesh's system offensively, but they also just know program wise, top to bottom, how he does stuff. Byron Brown, the quarterback, got brought up there from USF. And again, that is a guy taking over a job and he's installing everything, but he's not having to inherit players that have to learn his system at the quarterback position, at least. He's got a QB that knows how to run his system. So I'm excited about that. It's the SEC. Like, it's going to be tough year one. They'll probably be in some one possession games, but I've just got a lot of confidence about Alex Golesh. I'm disproportionately high on him, I think maybe relative to the market. And then Matt Campbell at Penn State, that one's pretty simple. That one is you're going to an established program. Things went worst case scenario last year, and then James Franklin's out of a job. But the program didn't like fall in a ditch or fall off a cliff or anything. And you know what my thoughts were. I thought they should have targeted Matt Campbell right at the outset of the search. They didn't. They wasted 50 some odd days. But in the end,
Hey, quick time out here. Are you subscribed to the channel? It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Please do it. It helps us maintain the show at this level. That's it. That's all I got. Back to the clip.
the result was they still hired the guy that I thought should have been the first call they made. So if I just wipe my memory clean of all the nasty details, they got the guy I hoped they would get. So of course I would be high on him. The added benefit, at least for Penn State, is you get to bring over a chunk of your roster. I don't think that's a benefit for college football. It's certainly not a benefit for Iowa State, but Matt Campbell didn't write the current rules. He didn't create the current landscape. He's just operating on the current landscape, within the current landscape. So he brought in not just his quarterback in Rocco Becht, but he brought a lot of guys over. So again, yes, you're inheriting a bunch of new. Yes, you're inheriting a roster still kind of full of guys that have never played for you. They don't know your way of doing things. Guys, I just don't think there's that big a culture shock. And I could be wrong on that. But I know James Franklin pretty well. I know Matt Campbell pretty well. Certainly, it's not an apples to apples comparison about how they do their business, how they go about their business, but there's a lot of similarity. It's not like just a night and day total difference in culture shock here that those current players are having thrust upon them. And then the other thing is when you bring over so many guys from Iowa State, first off, there's familiarity. Secondly, there are like 30 voices in the locker room above and beyond just the coaching staff that can kind of preach your message. So I'd go Alex Golesh and I would go Matt Campbell if two of them just randomly wound up in the playoff outside of Lane Kiffin in the first year. I would say I could see them doing it. Uh, You know what else I could see? Because I've got a long drive ahead of me tonight. Quick Trip. I can see a lot of Quick Trip. I can see a lot of cold brew on tap. I mean, right now, just drinking generic, labelless coffee from a nondescript hotel room. Nondescript only because this hotel has not paid to have their name mentioned on the show. Couldn't be Quick Trip, man. Couldn't be our friends at Quick Trip. They fueled the Fall Don't Lie tour. Soon to have commemorative t-shirts in the store, by the way, for the Fall Don't Lie tour. They have been longtime friends of the program, ride or dies, and they fuel us and they take care of us and they feed us. I'm in exclusive, deep negotiations with Quick Trip about a certain addition to the studio there. And if we can pull this off, it would be a game changer. And even if we can't pull it off, still, things are going really well. I encourage you guys, if you're low on fuel, if you're low on energy, if the tummy is running low, if it needs a little fill up, every kind of recharge imaginable that one needs in this day and age can be found at Quick Trip. We appreciate them sincerely. Jesse's texting me. Ignore. Here's what I am saying about this weekend. Well, I guess next weekend is Super Bowl Sunday. So we've got a week. Of course, there are other sports going on, but we do have Super Bowl Sunday coming up next Sunday. FanDuel is your spot for that. I'm cooking up several player props that I myself have had an eye on. I'm not ready to share them publicly. Maybe I never will be ready to share them publicly, but FanDuel is the exclusive odds provider of our show. FanDuel's been right there with us arm in arm all year, sent us a lot of good information, which I passed along as best I could on the show. And so they've been a really good friend of ours for a couple of years now, but especially this year. And they are your home for all of your wagering on the big game. What did I see this morning? I think as of this morning, Seattle minus 4.5. McDonald really about to get the job done over New England. The fact that Mike Vrabel recently got fired by the Titans, not my Titans, but the Titans, and is in the Super Bowl is just fascinating. So that is your spot. And of course, you know, if you're not interested in that, you got some early props out. You got some early over under win totals out in college football. You got the Heisman odds already up there. So that's your place. And if you want to just go look and not even bet anything, just go look. As Meemaw said, no harm on logging on to FanDuel and just looking. She said it. Her words, not mine.